Let's start at the beginning.
I'm a new soul.
For me, it all began with a boy. His name was Ethan.
Bailey, 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 Bailey.
My name was Bailey, 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 Bailey.
No! Come on, Bailey, do it.
What does he want from me?
Get it out. Get it out.
Whenever life got Ethan down, I knew exactly what to do.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Go, Bailey!
We played with that ball all afternoon. Ethan loved it. Sometimes he just needed a little nudge.
Oh,
Whoa!
sorry. That was the dog, that wasn't me.
Okay, well, maybe you should teach your dog some manners.
Hi, welcome to What the Flick. Christy, Alonzo, Ben. Do you have a dog? Do you like dogs? You don't like this movie, but because it's terrible. It's called The Dog's Purpose. Dogs keep dying. It's a dog dying movie. Ben, please tell us about it.
No, I'm not.
No, I am.
Oh, Alonzo, please tell us about it. Sorry.
Yeah, dogs die a lot in this movie. Josh Gad is the voice of a dog's soul who seems to keep returning in various incarnations and breeds and genders and everything over the course of several decades. His main obsession seems to be a little kid named Ethan who adopts him in one of his early lives, and then they meet up later. And in between time, he becomes a police dog, and he becomes a corgi that hangs out with a college student and helps her get married, and then keeps dying a lot. And that's a moving thing. Take a look.
Have we met before?
Where did you find that? Okay, ready? Go!
I tried to make sense out of all the things I'd seen. Was there a point to this journey of mine? And how did bacon fit in? If I can get you licking and loving, I have my purpose.
This movie is terrible, but it's effective.
You know,
it does what it sets out to do, which is to make you cry. And I knew it was bad, and I knew it was bad. And every time the dog died, I cried. Pretty much every time the dog died, I cried.
I did too, and
so
I
manipulative.
hated myself and the movie
Right.
for it because it's such a shameless way to milk tears. I mean, like who? Of course you cry when a dog dies. Like that's ground zero of like making people cry. It's easy and it's cheap and it's manipulative, and then beyond that, this movie is, you know, in my review for the Wrap, I said it's a cross between a Nicholas Sparks movie and a Blue Buffalo dog food commercial. You know, it's all sort of sun-dappled, you know, fields and whatever. Except
Lasse Hallström directed
Lasse
this.
Hallström.
He likes his dog movies.
It's funny. The weather is only bad in this movie when the dog is adopted by poor people.
Yeah, and the poor people are the only ones who mistreat the dog. It
Yeah.
just is totally classist.
There's a weird classist streak to this movie where, like, if you have a nice apartment, you can be a great dog owner, but if you live by the railroad tracks,
And she has a nose piercing.
Yes.
And so she must be a bad person.
Clearly. So yeah, so it's ridiculous. But you know, there are pleasures to be found along the way. Teenage Ethan is played by, I forget the actor's name, but he's Archie Andrews on the new Riverdale that premieres tonight.
He's like 40.
And Britt Robertson, and then
Britt Robertson's too old to be a high school girl.
she is too old to be a high school girl.
They both were.
And then later it's Dennis Quaid and Peggy Lipton. And who doesn't want to see Dennis Quaid and Peggy Lipton?
That part's kind of lovely. Yes.
With
Once
dogs.
he grows up and he's Dennis Quaid, like, wow, it's Dennis Quaid. It's a real actor. It's very exciting.
I grant there's a.
But let's start. Hold on.
Yeah, then please,
But of course, the
bring us
Dennis Quaid
down
thing.
here.
First of all, no one at this table loves dogs. I got it. I am the max on how much you can love a dog. Maybe we all are, but I am.
No, but you really are.
Yeah.
And the first dog looks like Rookie.
The first dog looked like the greatest dog ever, Rookie, who sat at this Young Turks set many times, and I love my dog now 97% as much as Rookie. She's closing in, but and when people keep saying, you know, you have a kid and then your dogs don't matter, didn't happen. Love my daughter, love the dogs as much, but this is terrible, and it is because because I don't think it's enough. Of course, it meant to make you cry, but it also wanted to make you feel some connection to dogs and sort of feel the vital part that dogs play in our lives and can play in our lives to make it better. A dog's purpose, you might say. It didn't do that at all. It just made you cry. Yes, when a police dog, spoiler, dies from getting shot, and its lonely police dog handler sobs uncontrollably as the dog lies dying in his lap, yeah, you cry. Of course you cry, because we're human beings, right? We're not madmen. So, but then the Dennis Quaid, Peggy Lipton part, of course, if you don't want to see Dennis Quaid and Peggy Lipton, you don't like movies. Right? Of course not. But it is the capper on a series of disconnected events that have no emotional resonance at all. Even the moment where Dennis Quaid figures out that, oh my God, this is
The reincarnation.
soul, right? The soul. It doesn't pay off. It doesn't, he doesn't even experience it the way you would. There's not even a scene of, you're not gonna effing believe this. This is the same dog when I was a kid 51 years ago. No, I know that's nuts, but like he's just like, huh, you are Bailey. Well, how about that?
And also, you know that moment's coming. I was like, oh, come on. We're really going to have that moment.
Why do they even need to have that moment?
It's so corny.
If it's fine if the dog knows and Dennis Quaid doesn't know, that's perfectly fine. But no, they have to like take it all the way.
The dog has to know that he knows he's the dog.
Exactly.
If he just says, you remind me of Bailey. Good enough, right? No, they gotta. And then he gets back together with the girl from 50 years ago, and they don't even get like. She doesn't even react like, can you believe this dog brought me to you?
Of all the dogs in all the world. This dog.
And then the movie, there's a puppy dies 3 minutes into the movie. I get it, that establishes the fact that we're going to reincarnate.
Right.
But you're going to make giant leaps here in belief.
And there is
dog reincarnation.
And there is wall-to-wall narration, and it is wall-to-wall Josh Gad narration, and it is wall-to-wall Josh Gad. It's an adorable doggy narration, and that's a lot to take.
But it's also, that would be okay if one time he said something funny. There wasn't one funny. There were two. There's a moment where
when he digs up the cat is pretty funny.
It's a 6.8. Right? That's their high watermark, is digging up the dead family cat. But there are these lines that are supposed to be funny, and they just aren't funny. There's the line about that's a funny smell, that he must like her too. They're sweating the same way, like that they want to have sex, right? Not the dog.
They're releasing pheromones, and the dog recognizes this.
I mean, it is humorless. It is lifeless. It has nothing that a movie like this. I mean, I thought this movie was good. I liked Hotel for Dogs.
Yes, you
3
did.
times as much.
You did. I can vouch for that. I sat next to him.
Right. So you want to make a bad movie about dogs? Yeah. I'm your guy. Yeah. I am your audience.
Must love
this
dog
is not it.
Yeah,
this is terrible.
2 things. KJ,
I loved Must Love
KJ Appa is your your teenage Ethan. But also, you said that there's no connectedness to any of these scenes. There is, and it's cheap melodrama. Because every single section has this really heavy-handed, horribly over-the-top, trying to wring emotion out of you, with the alcoholic dad or with, whatever else it is. They want so badly. It's so overly dramatic and so unbelievable to the extent that you cannot possibly get engaged with it because it's just so unreal. But then they want you to expect dog reincarnation. They want you to accept that dog reincarnation is a real thing.
You just want to wait till the dog dies, so then they can be like, well, I'll get him back and I'll have another chance in the next story to make an actual movie.
Yes, I brought my kid with me. Nicholas also loves dogs almost as much as you do. And he kept saying, when's it going to be a pug? When's it going to be a pug? Because
that's true. There's a pug poster, and there's no pug in this movie.
There are a lot of dogs on the posters that Bailey never actually becomes. He only becomes 4 different dogs.
He does not become the dog with the tongue out the side like Gary Fisher.
No,
there's a lot of there's a lot of dirty pool.
There's another thing wrong with the movie. I didn't even realize that.
And that was the first thing that he said to me walking out. He was like, why didn't he become a pug ever? I wanted to be a pug. So
it's the Pixels billboards all over again.
He understands these things. He really does. But also, if you're going to bring a kid, I would say it is okay for kids. I mean,
I wouldn't bring a kid because I wouldn't pay them money to take the kid in. I wouldn't bring a kid. I wouldn't bring an adult.
Right.
I wouldn't bring a grandparent.
Is it offensive in any way? Is there anything in here that's disturbing or shocking? And it's not. It's very hokey and harmless. And
5 dogs. There's 7 dog deaths, counting the deaths of other dogs that dog is friends with.
So bring older kids who might be okay with it. I don't know. We want to talk really fast about this scene.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that none of my I don't have I get it. That scene is very tough to watch. What do we think happens to dogs in movies in general? I mean, I'm a cynic, and I think that is probably mostly a rubber stamp.
The German Shepherd?
That there's a degree, no, the stamp from the
Humane Association or whatever.
that's probably.
I suspect there probably are issues with how dogs are treated in
Movies.
film, in movies in general.
Not all movies, but some.
However, in this specific case, I do not feel like plighting my troth either to TMZ or to PETA. So I have heard other viewpoints on this from people involved with the film who acknowledge that mistakes were made, but that video is super misleading.
It was edited. Gavin Pallone, who's one of the producers, longtime producer, wrote a big piece for The Hollywood Reporter about what happened on set, and he was saying what a massive dog person he is, and
a vegan,
and there's other footage here that did not get released, and that what we saw, what was widely distributed, was edited in a way that was very misleading. We should mention also, Ben and I walked into this, and people from, were they from PETA?
Yeah,
So they were handing out flyers saying, they're like, don't go see A Dog's Purpose. And we're like, we kind of have to, it's our job. And they said, okay, well then give it a bad review. And they're handing out little flyers.
Oh, I missed those
handing
guys.
out propaganda.
Right.
So
I
wouldn't stay away because of that.
I was bothered by that video the way any sensible person would be bothered by it, but not outraged. That dog got out of the water, and there were 19 people in the water to help that dog when it went under. And I get it. They should, but the pressures of making a movie are real, and clearly at some point somebody probably should have said, we need to take at least 10 or longer.
But also, if this was so terrible, then why didn't that guy come forward with the footage a year ago when it was actually shot? Why wait until 8 days before the movie opens to fuck with them?
Well, we know that PETA has got a problem with that. The handlers hired for this movie, they don't like that organization.
PETA doesn't want animals used in entertainment at all, in any way, in any function.
So I'm just saying, I
think that's a little much.
Extreme,
I have a shepherd, but that video was like, hey man, I get the feeling that most dogs don't want to jump into dangerous rapids in a movie. My hope is that the dogs that do, like, they get treated super well the other 22 hours.
Right.
You know, and so. That has nothing to do with the fact that I gave this a 1.5 and I'm being generous.
What's your number? Yes, you say 1.5.
I gave it a 5.5, which I look at as a high rotten. You know, like I cannot recommend this movie per se. I don't think it's a good movie per se, but I have to say it is insidiously effective in a lot of ways.
And that's why I give it a 4, because it does exactly what it sets out to do, although the movie itself is terrible. And Dennis Quaid, Peggy Lipton, they're good. Okay, so 4 for me, and so our numbers are 3.7, and it's at 27% on the tomato meter. And I think a lot of folks are probably going to stay away because of this video, but stay away for other reasons.
They lowered expectations from 24 million to 21 million because of this.
And they had to cancel their junket for it. So I don't think it's going to do very well.
Look, if you want to avoid movies with animal abuse, don't ever watch The Adventures of Milo and Otis. Like, that's a documented, actual stuff. Don't Google it. You don't want to know.
Just stay home with your own dog instead.
There you go.
Bye.